In my last video, titled I Almost Died from Crohn's Disease, I was influenced by two people who would lead me to a career in natural medicine. In this episode, How I Became a True Believer, I take you on my journey from skepticism to true belief. I graduated from college and I moved to San Francisco, and I worked a series of deadbeat jobs. And I found a job working for a Tibetan medicine company. And I was just fascinated with the idea of taking something from another culture and introducing it to modern America, the idea of taking something that comes from an ancient tradition, that is Tibetan medicine, and produce it in the United States, and then take something from the natural world. So Tibetan remedies are mostly minerals and herbs, and introducing that to an increasingly artificial and synthetic world, which is our own. And so I just thought that this was really fascinating, and I accepted the job when they offered it. The other thing that was really fascinating about the company, it was basically designed by a Mongolian doctor who had studied Tibetan medicine and actually carried down the tradition of Tibetan medicine and brought it to a clinic in Poland about 150 years ago. And so they got conventional Western medicine training in Poland, but they operated a Tibetan medicine clinic in Warsaw, Poland, the capital of Poland. And the results were so encouraging that got the interest of a Swiss businessman who basically acquired the rights to some of the formulas. And his idea was to take the ancient Tibetan remedies, but make them in a modern Swiss facility. And what was even more encouraging and amazing is he also sponsored research in Swiss hospitals showing that the formula was effective at restoring people's circulation. So I was working there for the first week, and I was a little bit of a skeptic, like they're making some incredible claims, but does it really work? So in the first week, a woman called up and said, yeah, I want to order a dozen bottles. And I said, a dozen bottles? This must really work for you. Oh, yes, she said. She said, my hands and feet were freezing. And then I took the remedy for about a week or two. And now, ever since, my extremities feel warm as a bug, she said. And it worked so well that I shared my results with my husband. And now he takes it for his circulatory disorders as well. And then on my second week of working there, I was looking into the research that had been done, and I noticed a write-up by a Polish doctor. And this Polish doctor said, I used the remedy on 6 Crohn's disease patients, and 4 of them went into remission. And I said, is this even possible? I mean, the remedy worked for circulation, but it works for Crohn's disease too. So I asked the boss, I said, how is that even possible? And he said, well, the idea in Chinese medicine and Tibetan medicine is that digestion is sometimes a lack of circulation. So how it's treated is we increase the circulation to the gut. Let me tell you a little about the flare-ups I was getting. These flare-ups, I was getting 4 or 5 flare-ups a year since leaving the hospital. And I was just totally miserable for about 3 weeks. I'd have cramping and maybe running a fever, but I'd be very, very weak. The only thing I could really digest was chicken soup and white rice. And I had no energy. I could work and I could go home, get something to eat, and then go to bed and then start up again. It was not a very good existence. I had a remedy that was promising on hand. I decided to chew up some tablets with some peppermint tea, which I'll remind you is my grandmother's remedy for digestive disorders. And in about an hour, I felt the circulation in my gut. And I go, this is really amazing. I've taken dozens of over-the-counter remedies, but I've never felt much of anything. So I kept taking the remedy a couple times a day along with hot peppermint tea. And to my amazement, a flare-up that used to last 3 weeks only lasted a week now. This herbal formula really works. This has the potential to help millions of Americans with not only Crohn's disease, but other digestive disorders as well. And there was some very promising research to suggest it was good for circulatory disorders as well. And so many Americans have it. poor circulation. So I was just so happy. So I tried to learn whatever I could about Chinese medicine, acupuncture, Tibetan medicine, Western herbology, nutritional supplements. And so I did get another flare up. And what used to last 3 weeks and then lasted 1 week lasted 3 days. And I was just so happy. I had developed so much confidence and trust and belief in the herbs. I even went to Switzerland to visit the people making the remedy. I met some of the doctors using the remedy. I had a very good conversation with a Native American healer named Chief Two Trees who used the remedy with a high level success. So I got one more flare up about 6 months later. And the amazing thing is what used to last 3 weeks was resolved in 1 day. Now I'm a true believer. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. This would really help us grow our channel. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.